Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Group Chat, #1 podcast in the world. We're have a lot to talk about. We're talking stock market. We're talking venture funds. Anand's giving parental advice on youth sports. Basically, you'll have to hear at the end what he has to say about it. TikTok is bleeding money, but it doesn't matter. Juul is shutting down. Peloton is whatever.
The instructions clear.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Hash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Hash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
All right, everyone, we're back for another episode of Group Chat, and I'll kick it off. I got to do a little partying last night with a fellow Kathy. Our good friend Jean-Francois from Hublot was in town from Miami and threw a party at my favorite restaurant, Delilah, where they announced their collaboration with Shepard Fairey.
Wow.
Thanks to Hublot, I've got to spend a lot of time with Shepard Fairey. So I've randomly been around whenever they've had their big collaboration events. It's great.
So it was a full buyout, right?
Full buyout of Delilah, yeah.
Any guests we can talk about? Notable guests?
I'm sure there were. I was kind of in my own little bubble.
Mm-hmm.
There was definitely celebs.
That's luxury. Delilah Hublot collab.
It's very hot. Very hot. They, I got to wear a watch and take a picture with it. Everyone thinks I got a Hublot watch for free. I did not. They only made 50 of those watches.
Wow. How much are they going to go for? I
mean, it's gotta be $100K.
Yeah.
Is my guess. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't checked. But they announced that it was dropping today, and he said it would not last long.
If there's only 50, it's gone by now.
Yeah. It's really interesting. Like, you look at a luxury brand and then you look at a mass market brand. The marketing tactics are so different because for a luxury brand like Hublot, they are catering to a very small group of people. So you can throw like a dinner party like that and, you can convert really high.
Yeah.
Because I think the average timepiece is $20,000. So you don't need like to sell millions of watches here. And so it's really hand-to-hand combat in luxury marketing where you are doing these curated, highly specific targeted events that reach the right audience.
Do you know why they did the launch in Los Angeles? Don't they normally do them in Miami?
I mean, Miami, they do it during Art Basel. Okay. They always do an Art Basel event. I think they do it based on, Shepard Fairey's LA guy.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But Art Basel, they do an event anyways. And I feel like Shepard Fairey is so iconic that, it makes sense clearly that collaboration is working because I think this is like for 5 years they've been doing it.
Yeah, Shepard Fairey did the Obama
Hope
silhouette.
Yeah. Backstory, I used to see Shepard Fairey like 20 years ago, like putting up stickers on Melrose.
Yeah, can you give the audience background?
Yeah,
because a lot of people want to know his history.
He's like an OG LA street artist that, he was very famous for the Andre the Giant wheat pastings back in the day. At least 20 years ago, probably older than that. And that Andre the Giant wheat pasting made him like a really, really well-known artist. And then he did like a series of stuff that became really culturally popular. And then I think his like two big moments were, the launch of his brand Obey, which still around does incredibly well. And then when he did the for Obama's campaign, the Hope poster, I think that brought him into like mainstream pop culture. But yeah, I think he's kind of become this iconic figure in art and street art especially. And so it's cool to see like a guy that you would see like do wheat pastings and stickers is now doing luxury watch collabs.
Right.
It just shows who his audience is today.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good for him. That's quite the climb and journey to getting from a street artist to a collaboration with one of the like top luxury brands in the world.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a great event, and Jean-Francois is awesome. commenting a lot of the topics we talk about in the pod.
Oh, nice.
So he's been keeping up to it. I told him he should have stopped by, but I think he had to head back home today.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I did last night. And it's always interesting going to a luxury event and you're on the precipice of a recession.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we talked about on Tuesday, I don't know what the happened. Monday, Tuesday, the market ripped.
Yep.
And I think it went down the last 2 days. It's gone down, like modestly. Today was a little bit bigger, but there seems to be some sort of like hope going around. And all of a sudden, in the last 48 hours, I think people were waiting for like 2 good days in the market, because I just saw like 8 funds get announced in the last 24 hours. I saw CRV with the $1.5 billion fund. One of the guys from Tiger left, John Curtis, to launch his own fund. Tiger Global announced a new $6 billion fund.
So let's stop on the market real quickly before we get into Tiger Global. So I was just before I walked in here, I had Bloomberg on in the background, and this is the part that sucks. They said this month, retail investors have had the fastest exit since March of 2020. Okay, so Retail Joe left in March of 2020, and what happened afterwards?
Yeah, it went
berserk.
Yeah.
Retail Joe just left again.
Yeah.
Like, you can pattern match these things.
As soon as Retail Joe leaves,
the party starts.
Yeah.
No one wants Retail Joe at the party. Poor guy.
Joe can't get in anywhere. Joe can't get into Saddle Ranch on a Tuesday night.
Yeah, poor Joe. And Retail's going to miss this next rally.
Yeah. Because they all had... I think Retail...
No, because the other problem is it's inversely related, as we always talk about. When the economy gets hit, Retail Joe needs to pay his bills.
Well, that's my point. I was like, I don't think Retail Joe is leaving because he doesn't have confidence in the stock market. Retail Joe is leaving because he's got bills to pay.
Yeah. I mean...
Because Retail Sally is like, we got groceries.
Right. And food inflation, gas prices, Retail Joe, it's like, fuck Walmart stock.
Yeah, and like you look at a place like California where gas is like at a record high.
Yeah, it's over
what is
7.
going on in this goddamn state?
Yeah.
It is this is unbelievable that I'm literally the gas station next to my house is $6.79 again.
And do you know what's sad? Gavin Newsom, by any metric, the last 3 years, the state has deteriorated under his watch.
Yeah.
And he's now being rumored as a presidential candidate for the Democratic Party.
Well, anyone can be president. Right. It's the easiest thing to become. What, I mean, it's...
Shay, before we were on, he's like, I can't wait till Logan runs.
Yeah.
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
He's 26, 27, so when he's in 8 years.
So the only problem with Shay's opinion is that he's not that fast. He runs like the same marathon time as me. So I'm not going to trust any presidential picks from a slow ass runner.
And it takes a lot of, it's going to take a lot of luck to be this famous 8 years from now.
I think he will be as famous as he is 8 years from now. He'll only be how old is he? How is he 26?
26
maybe 26. 30, so 9 years. You don't think 35 is young? He's been batshit crazy for that 20 years.
Yeah. So then you get into the Tiger Global. So there's a few things to note. The $6 billion is 50% lower than their last fund. Okay. So their last one was $12 billion. Funds don't like to raise lesser amounts. Yeah. And 50% is a pretty big haircut. And there's been so many reports about how the last 2 funds have been cratered. So I think they're also feeling market pressures that it's not going to be, they're going to get the $6 billion. I'm not saying that. Like, there's no question it'll probably be oversubscribed. But it is important to note it is half of their last fund. And then the other thing is the endowments and pension funds that didn't participate in their older funds probably participated in the last 2 funds and they got smoked.
Yeah.
And then they're not going to do this fund, which will do great because this fund is investing at the bottom of a market.
Yeah.
And they're going to have, $6 billion of dry powder and structure. Now they're going to structure deals. Now they're going
to get predatory.
Yeah. They're not losing again. Like people like Tiger Global, this is their 16th fund. So they lost 14 of 16 were absolute
and they're going to
home runs.
make all those other guys whole. They're going to figure it out in the last. They're not going to burn those people because it's the same people.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably justify making whole because this fund is going to go bonkers.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we made it up for you.
Well, what they're going to do is, let's say your existing investments are still great companies, and they're going to have to raise down rounds, and they're like, all right, well, that last check too.
Yeah, you're right. Give us warrants.
We got to make it up for us.
Mhm.
We'll give you the money. We just got to make it up to us.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you think? I'm really curious. Will they change the way they deploy capital?
I think so. So the guy that left, John Citrus, I think his name is.
Not Curtis.
I don't know. It was a Cirtrius, whatever. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
So I was just poking around asking, like, what's the deal? Because I don't know any of these people.
Yeah.
And apparently he was their software guy that had the nickname of Spray and Pray. And no one knows, did he get fired? Or like no one leaves in a down market, you leave in an up market because then he could have raised, if he left 18 months ago.
I mean, it sounds like he's raising a new fund.
He'll absolutely raise a new fund.
Yeah, why not?
No question. I'm not saying he's not going to, but it's interesting that he left. And then I saw one of the partners at GGV tweet out he's had 30 LP calls in the last month, and all the LPs obviously care about your strategy and what you did the last 2 years because it's going to vary fund by fund. But he was saying that they really care about stability now, that there hasn't been turnover in the higher ranks. So, I mean, it's not going to affect Tiger, but it will affect other funds because I'm sure a lot of people got fired in the last 6 months quietly.
Yeah.
Like if you saw any post from a big partner, like I'm stepping away to, focus on my family, that probably means you got fired.
Yeah. Because no one's actually focusing on their family. Come on.
And I mean, unfortunately, across the board, if you were invested in technology in the last 2 years, you lost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're the smartest person. You know what is interesting? Citadel, Ken Griffin's fund. They do everything: bonds, oil, long, short. They're up 30% year to date.
Remember when you were saying with GameStop, Ken Griffin, the Wall Street's over. This was a pivotal moment.
Ken Griffin doesn't lose. They're talking about people who don't lose.
I love Ken Griffin.
30% this year.
Yeah.
That means you predicted everything right. That means so the Nasdaq's down like 35%, Dow's down 25, 30%, S&P same.
He went up the other way.
That means he shorted and went long oil. That's the only way.
Yeah.
Because bonds have fallen off a cliff.
Well, he's looking at everyone's order. He's looking at Tiger Global. He's like, what are these guys doing? I'm going the other way.
And so Tiger Global's marketing materials leaked on Twitter.
What are they saying in their materials?
So I would love to have read their last two marketing materials. I'm sure that's on Twitter somewhere. It was very humble.
Really?
Yeah.
We're so gracious that you gave us money.
Yeah, kind of. And then obviously they talked about how their other 13 funds prior to the two that aren't going to make money showed their returns.
Were they good?
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, these guys don't lose.
Yeah.
Ken Griffin, unbelievable. He might be winner of the week. Winner of a lifetime.
Especially at that scale.
Yeah. How many tens of billions of dollars does he manage?
Probably 100 billion. I don't know. Something insane.
30% is ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
This is literally ridiculous.
And now he's going to go long.
Yeah.
And he'll probably make 50%.
That's unbelievable. Good for him. Good for Ken.
And they moved to Miami in a tax-free state.
Yeah. That's probably why he's like, I'm making too much money. I can't live in Illinois.
Yeah.
Super fascinating. Tell you who's not making any money. Our dear friends over at Peloton. They are cutting another 500 jobs. Their big announcement last week was they are putting a Peloton in every Hilton in the world.
That's their plan to save the company?
Yeah, there's a lot of Hiltons. A lot of people in Hiltons apparently like to bike. And that is it.
So they cut another 12% of their staff. And
I think the CEO came out and said that if we don't turn this around in 6 months, we could be insolvent.
Yeah, he said, well, they can't be a standalone company.
Yeah.
Some private equity company will buy this for peanuts. That's my prediction.
Yeah, like $50 million.
Probably a little more.
It's a lot of debt and money losing.
Yeah, they're going to make the debt take a haircut.
Yeah.
And if you just look at the balance sheet, they lost $1.2 billion the last quarter. They have $1.2 billion in cash and a $500 million credit line.
Yeah, they've literally 6 months left.
Yeah, they have 6 months because they'll probably delay, like payables will go through the roof.
Yeah.
If you're a Peloton vendor, you're getting stiffed.
Yeah. I mean, the vendors are just, but don't they own their own manufacturing?
No, they don't own manufacturing, do they?
That's what was their big bet. I think they exited
But
it.
someone's making their merch. Some
Yeah.
screen printer.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And if you're a Peloton instructor, you should probably look for a new job.
Yeah. Have you heard of Soul Cycle?
Yeah. Soul Cycle is going to be a winner. Is spin even a thing? I don't even see them around anymore.
That's a problem with fitness. Nothing ever stays forever. Like
Like
people,
Equinox's Crush, it's just a gym.
yeah, because it's all these are fads.
Barry's is stuck around. It's national. It's global.
Yeah.
Barry's is
I'm not saying that like a physical concept can't last. You know, yoga has scaled. Core Power Yoga is huge business. Barry's has scaled. A lot of these things have scaled. The thing is like the reason why I never believed in Peloton. One, it was way too expensive. Two, nobody commits at home to a type of exercise for the rest of their life.
no.
They just don't. It's not a good, like going to a class will always be better.
I mean, I drive a long distance just to be around people to work out twice a week
Yeah.
because it's like depressing doing it by yourself.
Yeah. And I mean, these are all like fundamental things that I said 5 years ago about this company. And I have no problem with Peloton. It should have just been a way smaller business.
Yeah, and it would have been in if Peloton started today, it would actually be a decent small little
A
business.
$200 million revenue business.
And you could probably find enough people to make it profitable.
Yeah. Fascinating. Kind of other bad news if you're a vapor.
Mm-hmm.
Juul is just told their staff, and there's rumors that they're on the verge of bankruptcy, and that told the staff and all hands that the company must continue to fight.
Yeah, so they're going to be gone too. So
Yeah.
the graveyard's piling up with these companies that were once so hot. Juul, as a private company, was like hotter than any tech company at the time.
Yeah.
You couldn't find Juul anywhere if you wanted to buy in secondary. People were, willing to pay any price and any economics on the thing. But the thing is, Juul investors all made money because when Altria bought it for $35 billion or whatever, they did that infusion.
Mhm.
They forced a third of it to be a dividend, forced dividend sale. So you have to sell a third of your shares. So people were generally in earlier.
Yeah.
So they all made money.
Yeah.
But vaping hasn't gone anywhere. They just attacked Juul.
Yeah.
Because I saw a stat, kids are vaping more than ever.
Yeah.
What's the story? Are they a black market, or if you go to a smoke shop, aren't there vapes?
Yeah, you could still buy vapes. I don't think there's everywhere. Yeah, yeah. They just went after Juul because they were the big bad, company. But
But all they did was bankrupt a company, but not solve the problem.
yeah, that's America. Come on, why are you trying to solve shit? We're not trying to solve anything around here.
Yeah, vaping and TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, the irony is people say, oh, everyone wants to be healthier, right?
No one wants to be healthier.
And Peloton failed. And then Juul thinks, everyone has vices, they fail. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's a really weird time. But I do want to talk about a business that is positive, which is Liquid Death. Liquid Death announced on Monday that they raised money at a $700 million valuation, that their revenue last year was $122 million. Was that this year or last year?
That's next year's sales. So they're getting 6x forward revenue.
Wow. And isn't it this company that invested in it the same company that incubated it? Science led the round.
Did they?
Yeah.
It's possible. Yeah. Liquid Death, for people who don't know, is just water and aluminum can.
Yeah.
I know it sticks out in the market. Is that why people like it so much?
I mean, I think when you have venture money to go do marketing, you can break in CPG.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a big part of it. I mean, obviously it was very novel in terms of what they were doing. But a lot of these CPG brands, when you think about it from a historical standpoint, they started with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This brand started in 2019. And yeah, Science Ventures led the latest round of $70 million. So we don't know if they're profitable and how much money they make and all that stuff, but like I think the product is right. And I think that they hit it out of the park with. But it's nice to start with money.
Yeah.
A lot of great brands start with nothing.
And it's also impressive, like when you go to any store that like there was already a million water options that you can break through. Is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah. And I think the part about that's super interesting is that they're in a very competitive market. Now they've raised real money at a really high valuation. So you're basically forcing now an acquisition at an insane price. Or they think they can go public because public markets like beverage companies. I mean, we've seen Celsius, Monster. Clearly it's worked.
Science is based here in LA, so it's a big win. And I'm reading that 40% of the company's Amazon revenue comes from flavored products, which launched only 6 months ago. So that's what the investors saw. They saw this product that only launched 6 months ago is already 40% of the revenue.
So what happened to technology?
What do you mean?
We're back to investing in water?
Yeah, until Powell pivots, technology's toast.
Yeah. Just be like, you know what? High interest rates, guess what you need? Canned water.
Yeah. It's very, I think
this is the most exciting announcement all year. And fundraising. Figma.
That was the biggest.
The acquisition.
$20 billion in a down market.
Yeah. But like other than that, it's Figma and Liquid. Everybody's talking about Liquid Death.
Yeah. People are dying for positive news.
Yeah.
So,
it's great for them. I think they have to go public though.
Or someone's going to come over the top.
It's only Coke or Pepsi.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know if, Monster would buy it. It feels.
Yeah. And I always thought there was a trend that CPG was going to stop getting valued like technology companies.
No.
Apparently not.
If you break through and you have distribution, it's really hard to replicate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier just to buy. Interesting. TikTok, privately held company.
By ByteDance.
Owned by ByteDance.
Based in China.
Released some interesting information. They lost $7 billion.
They lost $7 billion last year, and they're profitable in Q1 of 2022. Let's be very clear. I'm sure they have fake audited financials, because if you're going to go and audit a Chinese company and they don't like what you see, they will rewrite the audit.
Yeah.
And if anyone's going to tell me differently, I just don't believe you.
Yeah. Revenue grew 80% to 61 billion. They said the cost of sales came in at $27 billion. Amongst those costs, among the factors offsetting its rapid revenue growth, $14 billion in research and development. I don't have a problem with that. It's a ridiculous number, but let's assume there's something worth.
Mm-hmm.
This is the part that doesn't make sense. $19 billion in selling and marketing expenses. That means they're spending so much goddamn money on marketing that, like, think about it from this perspective. Facebook and Instagram are not spending that kind of money on marketing.
No.
I don't know what their marketing company as a whole is, because they have WhatsApp and, Oculus and all these divisions and B2B and this and that. But like, and I know ByteDance is a huge company, but like $20 billion on selling and marketing expenses.
The reality is,
what the hell are they spending it?
The reality is they can spend $50 billion. Because at this point, as long as TikTok's allowed to be operated globally, the government will backstop it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you have? It's invaluable to have literally influence the entire world.
Yeah.
And it's specifically the youth. You can make anything trend. You can make anything go.
Yeah.
And we know that they're doing it.
Yeah.
And they have data on everyone. They know what everyone's doing all the time. They know what we're saying.
Yeah.
So it's their company. The real challenge for ByteDance is the risk factor is, I don't think they'll be allowed to list publicly in the US. And if they aren't,
Why wouldn't they? They're allowed to do anything else they want.
That's true, maybe. But I mean, that might be a political pawn, whoever is the administration in the next couple of years, because they were privately valued at $400 billion. The company's willing to buy shares back at $300 billion
Right now.
So your calculus as an investor is a couple things. You lost so much money in the last 18 months, you need to realize gains for your LPs to raise your next fund. You don't think they're going to go public anytime soon. They really have no need to, because I believe the Chinese funds and government will continue to backstop it.
Chinese American funds will do it. Why do you have to be Chinese funds?
There's restrictions now.
The funds are whole companies backed by American funds.
Yeah, they were. I think there's now actual capital controls of I don't think US based venture funds and private equity funds want to play that political game and investing in China right now.
I mean, didn't Sequoia raise a China fund?
But it's based in China.
Oh, so okay, so there's a workaround.
And getting your money out of China is not going to be easy. So if you have a Chinese team, like Tiger effectively stopped China. If you read their marketing materials, it's India and US. That's it. That's what also was interesting about the Tiger. They're very bullish on India.
It seems like a lot of people are. I don't know why.
Software. Their specific is B2B software. We know the consumer will never spend money.
No.
But
we know Indians are cheap.
Yeah. But B2B software, I mean, I don't know B2B software businesses in India, but a lot of smart people are investing in them.
Yeah. I mean, that would be the only opportunity I see, because e-commerce is a joke.
Because think about it, all the conglomerates in India are going to, at a much slower pace than American companies, slowly start incorporating software and make their companies more efficient.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
Yeah.
But what won't happen is people paying for consumer goods.
Yeah.
And if you see what's funded, I think investors figured out that lesson the hard way.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's interesting on the TikTok thing, Facebook is worth $375 billion right now.
Yeah, so they're basically valued the same.
And Facebook shits cash.
Yeah, Facebook's one of the best businesses ever created.
Yeah. And they're valued basically. I'm sure if TikTok did a fundraising round, it'd be higher than. Because if TikTok's willing to buy the shares back, they know it's worth more.
Mm-hmm.
They're not buying it because it's overvalued.
Maybe the government's telling them to buy it. I mean, effectively, all the Chinese companies are run by the government. They replaced all the CEOs across the board, including ByteDance.
Yeah.
With their own political pawns.
Yeah. Well, good for them.
Good for who?
I mean, someone's gonna make money. There's money to be made there.
Yeah, there is. Oh man!
I guarantee you, all those early funds made a killing on this thing. It's going to be one of the greatest investments of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
anyone who invested in the company,
the early rounds for sure.
I mean, if it ever goes public in America, it's worth $500 billion, $1 trillion. It's going to be something ridiculous. Kids will just buy the stock.
Yeah, kids would.
It's a monster.
Can we talk about Credit Suisse?
Big fan of them.
You are?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm buying call options on there.
So I think it's a fascinating story because...
Tell people what's going on.
So
who are they?
Credit Suisse is a bank based out of Switzerland. Someone over the weekend or last Friday tweets, I'm hearing there's going to be a big bank that's insolvent. The Reddit boards and everyone just started attacking Credit Suisse.
Without
no information has been released. And if you look at their credit default swaps, they're only trading as if you look at their implied trade, there's a 10% chance it can go under, which isn't very high.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the implied volatility or implied is similar to other banks. It's probably lower, and they've had a lot of scandals, so maybe that's why it even got to 10%. And the Archegos, they got screwed in that transaction. But then it went wild and became a meme stock that it's going to go under.
Yeah.
With no actual financials being released.
Basically crushed the stock.
Crushed the stock. And we haven't seen this in a while.
Yeah. That's why I bought call options.
Yeah.
I'm bullish.
It'll be fine.
I'm bullish on Credit Suisse.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that meme stocks were just on these small companies that were low market caps.
Yeah.
Now they're going after banks.
Yeah. Like, why not? Well, they also, I think, like, people are realizing you can hijack the narrative on anything really easily.
And you can hijack it. You have a window.
Yeah.
Because this is going to bounce right back up.
Yeah.
Like, you'll make a lot on your on a percentage basis. You'll make a lot on your call options. How much have they gone up? You bought on Monday. They have to be up, right?
Yeah, they're up 40-50%.
Not a bad week.
Yeah.
You're the Ken Griffin.
I'm the Ken Griffin. I'm the Ken Griffin of this week. But yeah, I think it's pretty interesting to see like how quickly like we just all of a sudden everyone's like, Credit Suisse is a disaster. Fuck this company. It's a toilet. It's like, and by the way, it could easily go insolvent because if everyone just turns negative on it and people start withdrawing money from it and stop doing business with them.
Absolutely. Like, think about it. Like, if you're a major client of Credit Suisse and you get scared,
yeah,
the smart thing to do is to take your money out.
Yeah, which that's the only risk is that
imagine if they take down the bank.
Yeah. Well, then, yeah, I mean, you should, whatever you want to take down, just take it down.
No, banks are different because if the cash leaves, the bank is insolvent.
Yeah.
Not most businesses are like that.
People stop buying something.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, we see Kanye, if no one stops buying him.
Yeah, let's actually talk about that. That's a super interesting. He's the, that was actually going to be my content recommendation of the week, is really just go deep dive and enjoy the content Kanye has put out. An incredible amount of deleted Instagram posts.
Yep.
His interesting way of communicating to the world, which is basically
his Instagram account is basically his text message. That's like his iMessage.
Yeah.
It's what you would think people say privately, like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But you don't want to say it publicly.
Like he'll be talking to his dad and then he'll just post the text.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking to people are shitting on him and he posts it. Drake liked the pic. He posted that Drake liked the pic.
Yeah.
He's literally a 12-year-old. And apparently the latest, which kind of got on the
business news,
finance business people, was he went after Josh Kushner, who is married to Carly Kloss, founder of Thrive Global,
which I think just raised like $2 billion.
Very successful investor.
Yeah,
very well known for his Instagram bet back in the day.
His brother, Jared Kushner, is married to Ivanka Trump. Jared Kushner was in the Trump administration. Josh Kushner, from all accounts, leans left with his wife.
Yeah.
So just giving context information.
And he basically attacked him because he said, so Josh Kushner, Thrive Global, is an investor in Skims.
Yes.
Which obviously, if you're an investor in Skims, the person taking the money, aka Kim Kardashian, knows who are the investors in Skim.
Of course. Especially Josh Kushner is like pseudo famous because of his wife.
Yeah.
It's not like you got blindsided, you took money from Thrive Capital. So and obviously these are lawyers on both sides. They accepted the money.
Yeah.
Okay, and then go.
And Kanye went and basically said, it's not cool that like you basically own, what if I had 10% of Carly Kloss's underwear line without you knowing? And you only had 5% without you knowing Jared was holding Trump back. Ivanka's fire. That is what Kanye posted, which I don't know what any of that means. But
why did you just take a blanket shot on Jared Kushner?
Because he's liberal.
No, Jared.
Oh, yeah. What did he say? Oh, Jared was holding Trump back. I don't even know what to make of this, but like, I'll tell you this, what Kanye's done an incredible job, extremely relevant people in every post. Like, it's either Kim, Chloe, Drake,
yeah,
Adidas.
It's all calculated. I mean, I'm done with like letting him hide behind mental health.
Yeah.
Like, this is way beyond that. I just think he knows he can say anything and it doesn't matter. No one cares. Yeah. Now it's like entertainment.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I just want to see the moment. Is there, I guess there isn't. There's not a moment where people stop wearing his shoes or listening to his music because people can just
No.
separate it.
So while we're recording, I just looked at a reel. Kanye just posted a reel of Tucker Carlson at the Yeezy office trying out some product, like some drink.
I like how he just embraced the right.
I like how the right embraced him.
Yeah. Why not? He's what a vessel.
Yeah, he is a vessel.
Who's got a bigger reach than him?
I mean, I think is the right's calculus, like he definitely has a stronghold on the youth. Republicans aren't popular in the youth. So they're you thinking this is their angle?
yeah. Like there's some strategists is like Tucker. Walk on
Oh,
over.
yeah, this was clearly approved by the heads up at Fox News.
yeah.
Tucker Carlson's their biggest, and Hannity, their biggest personalities.
Yeah.
What does Tucker make? Like $30 million a year, probably.
Yeah.
He's not jeopardizing that by showing up at the Yeezy office. Someone made the call, says, go reach out to Kanye and get on his Instagram.
Yeah.
That's how these things work.
And I guarantee you the comments are positive.
And I guarantee you Tucker Carlson will have record ratings today.
Yeah.
How many kids are going to tune into Tucker Carlson?
Is it going to be, is Kanye on Tucker?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. If he's on, it's going to, I mean, I'm tuning in.
And then, I mean, the other piece of this is that he's so blockbuster in terms of everyone's consuming Kanye content
Yeah.
that it's this feedback loop that every network wants him
Yeah.
because it's guaranteed that show's going to be the highest rated show of that hour.
Yeah.
As long as you're not competing with the NFL, you'll beat any other show.
Yeah. Any run of the mill show.
Yeah. So it's this feedback loop. The crazier he is, the more people want to give him publicity. So he gets crazier and crazier and crazier. Because what was the crazy thing he did in 2016, 17? He just went to the White House and hung out with Trump. Look at how we've escalated.
We're way beyond that. That looks so normal.
That looks like sad that people were criticizing it given what it's turned into.
Yeah. You just never know how deep it can go. It's super fascinating. There's no doubt that it's going to continue on for.
Yeah, because he's technically not violating terms of services, is he?
I don't
Bullying,
know.
maybe?
Yeah. I mean,
Or is
people
it
say
fine
foul
line?
shit on the internet. That's just the internet.
Yeah, but he's so famous that like everyone sees it.
Yeah. Maybe he does get kicked off the platform.
That's the only chance that this all calms down.
Yeah. He'll find it, you know.
But Elon's not taking him off Twitter. He'll
No.
just move to Twitter and just
Yeah.
post all this on Twitter.
Yeah. Elon's my brother.
Oh, Elon would embrace Kanye in a heartbeat.
Yeah. He is polarizing. Wow.
He's polarizing because any educated adult over the age of 30 is completely like sick of this, and everyone under 25 loves it.
I know plenty of adults over 30 that still love Kanye.
We did get a text message today from one of those adults.
Yeah, he's over 40. He said, I love Kanye. There's plenty of people that still love him. And, you know, he's just one of those figures.
Yeah.
Fascinating. And like, the really sad part about the Kanye thing, in my opinion, at this point, is just like putting out the family drama out in the public is like,
Yeah, it's traumatizing. Like
yeah,
everyone involved will have some sort of trauma,
yeah, of
whether
course.
now or in the future.
Yeah, it's super sad. I know that family loves to put their shit out in public, but it's usually calculated. So maybe that's why.
He's going extra hard. He's
Yeah.
like, you guys have made your whole careers putting your
Yeah, I get it. He's up against a big battle.
yeah.
That's a force.
Yeah, I mean, you see Chloe's like
Yeah,
commenting on posts, airing out more drama,
yeah. I mean,
trying to defend the
basically,
family.
Kanye is going against Chris, Kim, Courtney, Chloe, Kendall, and then I guess Gigi and Hailey Bieber started talking about supporting the Vogue editor that he was going after, and then he blasted Gigi Hadid and Hailey Bieber, suggesting go get your girl.
He did? Oh my God.
It's complete chaos.
Yeah.
Complete chaos.
I missed that one. There's
Yeah.
too much to, you do
Yeah.
have to like just set aside an hour if you really want to catch up.
That's what I'm saying. It's my content of the week. Like, I think you should go, lock yourself up in a room, and the same way you would study for a test, you should read this. It's incredible stuff. And there's people that have aggregated all the content because, he's quick. It's like Michael Burry.
Yeah, I mean,
deleting.
just TikTok advice. If you just do TikToks breaking down everything Kanye does, I bet you go viral.
Yeah.
Because no one actually wants to read anything. They want to watch a TikTok.
Yeah. It's just recapping what happened with Kanye. That should be a TikTok can.
Good idea for anyone in the room.
Yeah. What did Kanye do today? And it's a quick recap. It pops up at 9 p.m.
It's tough to keep up. Like before we jumped in here, I saw he went after Balenciaga. I have no idea what he said because it was like an essay. Yeah. But I want to know what he said.
Yeah. It could be a fun like breakdown. Someone just breaks everything down every single day. I'm actually gonna look now because I'm curious. Oh, he's going nuts.
What's the gist of it?
The latest post, this happened 15 minutes ago. Gab and Gigi would not have been able to speak without Anna's blessing. And then Kanye, I consider
Gab?
Anna to be an industry friend. Gabby's the lady that he went after.
The editor.
I mean, there's the Tucker Carlson stopped by the Yeezy office. Anna this. To Alex Arnaud and Tremaine, that was me being that. Okay, whatever. This is too much.
Yeah,
I'm over it. I need that recap account. All right, let's move on. Some good news. Biden is set to pardon all prior federal offenses of simple marijuana possession. I don't know how many people this affects. I don't know how it's going to be rolled out. It is big news. It's really interesting. So Biden is actually passed a lot of policy and been aggressive with just pushing his agenda through. Things like this are incredibly powerful and positive. Unfortunately, there are when the economy is struggling and people are struggling, this is going to get overlooked. I know people are going to celebrate it, and it's a big deal. It's just in light of what is happening with inflation and the economy, I feel like it's going to get overlooked.
Well, because marijuana is so like widely used now, and if you look at the poll numbers, 68% of the country is in favor of marijuana being federally or whatever, just not being illegal.
Yeah.
And so it's a popular thing to do. It's being celebrated. I'm curious. The details haven't come out as of 2 p.m. today, but I'm curious how does it happen?
You just go, hey, Joe, in cell 14, what was that? What'd you get arrested for in 1998? Come on out.
And do marijuana dealers get released, or only people that got convicted holding it?
Let them all out.
I agree they should let them all out. And then also, look, there's certain states that are just going to not do it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's federal. Is it only federal prisons? So there's obviously a difference between being in the local prison, state prison, federal prison.
The nuances of the law have
not been thought out.
No. I mean, it's the same way. The reason why it hasn't been thought out is what's happening in oil has not been thought out.
No.
Because clearly, if you're following, OPEC is aligned with Russia on oil. OPEC is giving Europe cheaper prices on crude oil than they're giving America.
Yep.
And that is batshit fucking crazy.
Yeah, and
bad news.
America's now desperate for oil. We're loosening sanctions in Venezuela.
Yeah, what
to get oil?
I mean, why don't we just go kiss Russia's ass too and just solve the problem? If we're going to let Venezuela do whatever they want, why not let Russia do whatever they want? So
yeah, oil is going to be a disaster, and I think that's why you see gas prices at $7 in LA now. Because
I said gas is going to be $10 by the end of the year. Yeah, we're on our way.
And this is
But guess what? Gavin Newsom's sending everyone up to $1,000 as a gas rebate.
So that's separate from the inflation stimulus?
That's a federal. We have a state. Do you know what inflation is going to be like in California between the federal inflation rebate plus the California rebate? This is like summer 2020.
Yeah.
We're back. Everyone gets money.
Food inflation's insane. Have you eaten out and actually paid for a bill recently?
No, come on.
These bills are crazy.
I don't pay for anything. I go from free meal to free meal to free meal.
Well, you're lucky. Because if you actually you go out to eat, it is
I would not go out to eat and pay. It's too expensive.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Yesterday, went to lunch with Angelo. Shout out, he listens to the pod. He's probably biking somewhere right now listening. No alcohol purchased.
What restaurant?
Gracias Madre.
Okay.
What do you think the bill was?
What'd you-
We split one appetizer, 2 entrees, and maybe, I think that's it.
Guacamole?
Guacamole and salsa. I don't know if they upcharge.
Guacamole's $20.
Guacamole, a queso fundido. I got their Caesar salad. He got an arugula salad.
$85.
113 pre-tip.
Whoa! So $135 out
He was
the door.
sucking down some iced tea, so I don't know if
There should be free refills.
Yeah, they kept refilling it. What if they were charging?
You had
every
$12
time?
for every iced tea. Oh yeah, I mean, eating out is a rich man's sport.
I mean, $113 for that lunch.
I'm telling you, no one wants to listen to my thing. Where if we were true Americans, you sit your ass home, you don't spend a goddamn dollar.
Yeah.
That's it. We got to stop spending.
Yeah.
It's out of control. That's why I do not pay for anything. I am doing my part.
Yes, I mean, think about it.
I leave the house. I don't bring a wallet.
Smart.
Yeah,
Well, it's someone else's problem, unfortunately.
not mine.
Not
I'm
yours.
doing my part. I'm not trying to inflate things.
I mean, Ari went to a dinner solo. His bill was $220.
Yeah. Big socialist. I just can't. Inflation, I'm telling you, once these rebates hit and everyone has an extra 2-3 G's in their pocket, where do you think that? Does Gavin Newsom think that we are going to use that money for fucking gas?
It's going to vaping.
It's going to vaping, a couple of Ubers, some Postmates, a round of drinks. and some
Whaler will see in Waterfront. They'll see a boost.
Waterfront will be booming. And then the rest will go to buying shit.
Yeah.
Shopping. We're back to shopping. Q4 could be good.
Well, maybe in California. It'll be a disaster nationally.
I think it'll be better everywhere else. The gas is the most integral part of my expense structure outside of like kids, childcare, and school. It's gas.
This is how dysfunctional our institutions are, right? You have the Federal Reserve saying we want economic pain, more unemployment, and inflation's on fire, and their only weapon is interest rates.
Yeah.
Then you have President Biden came out today bragging about how many jobs have been created in his administration.
Yeah.
So that's already in direct contrast with the Federal Reserve and what the president thinks is important. So that's not coordinated right there.
Yeah.
Then you have Gavin Newsom in an inflationary environment giving stimulus, which is what caused the inflation. So that's counter to what the Federal Reserve is doing. So how is anything going to get solved?
It's not. What do you keep asking dumbass questions? Like, we don't have any solutions. We're not a solution-driven country.
Because there's so many stories now about how interest rates are cratering. Like,
Okay, used car market collapsing.
okay, no, I want to just bring this up real quickly. So the Federal Reserve, U.S. Federal Reserve raising interest rates made the U.S. dollar so strong, created all these currencies, Pakistan, India, Southeast Asia, all of it. So they can't even afford stuff for their own country.
Mm-hmm.
The Federal Reserve is like using a nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
You're cratering countries. There's going to be famine in countries.
Yeah.
It's like we just threw a bomb in the third world of the
And
globe.
that's why I think OPEC is like, these are all of our customers. U.S. is one customer.
Yeah, think about it. If you're OPEC or any of these countries, what the U.S. has done with interest rates is war.
Yeah. So why not?
It's an act of war
Yeah.
if you really want to think
Yeah.
about it.
And so it's an active war that no one is aligned with them on. Right?
No, the UN is even saying stop raising rates.
Yeah. I mean, what's his role? Kashkari,
He's one of the governors.
Federal Reserve governors.
Yeah.
And he said, Federal Reserve will not pivot unless there's something like basically.
These guys are dictators.
Yeah. The problem is like, we haven't seen deflation in enough places yet. Like prices actually dropping. We've seen it in freight. Everyone just wants to keep referencing freight. Unfortunately, that's not going to impact till next year. Like the reflect all the stuff that's sitting here today paid high freight.
Mm-hmm.
You have
And it's a fraction of cost of goods.
yeah, and
Like
then
think about how much
it's a buck a unit. Yeah,
yeah,
like
good value. What's the value of the goods in a container, let's say it's apparel, just a low price product. How much is it in a container?
How many?
Like how much do you think you can?
So,
fit
for
in a container?
example, I know right now because I'm working on something. There's a container of blank T-shirts. There's 75,000 units in there.
Okay, and that's what $2 a T-shirt.
Sure. Let's just put arbitrary $2.
Okay, $150,000 of cost, and $3,900 is
freight.
Is the operating expense, part of the operating expense of it? It's nothing. But that's the lowest priced products that are coming over here. Imagine TVs.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But so you're seeing freight drop. You're seeing, we know from Ali, the used car market is hitting. There are certain cities that are seeing home prices decline. Certain cities seeing rents decline. Gas, though, is higher than ever, especially in California.
Mm-hmm.
We have not hit winter or cold weather yet. So how is that going to impact?
We're going to freeze.
I'm not.
No, not in California.
Okay.
But
we're going to be fine.
Cold countries
like this for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's true.
We may not have water.
Yeah, water, rolling blackouts.
Yeah.
I thought Shay brought up a great point before the pod.
What was he saying?
He was saying gas prices are all-time high.
Yeah.
They want you to move to electric vehicles, but then the same state that's mandating electric vehicles saying don't use power, so you can't charge your car.
So you don't follow any right-leaning people. That was the first thing that every single right-leaning person said.
Yeah.
That was big in the...
So maybe Shay's Clay Travis.
Yeah. Shay's our Tucker.
Yeah, Shay's Tucker.
But yeah, I think it's a really it's the problem with like Biden passing this that unfortunately most people are going to overlook it because they're going to drive home tonight and they're going to go get gas and they're going to be pissed the fuck off.
And I hope they don't go to Gracias Madre.
Yeah, because God forbid you have to get gas and eat a Gracias Madre. You're going to be broke. It's too expensive. You cannot leave your house. Everyone stop leaving. Yeah. Stay home. Do America. If you want to do America a favor, just stay. Stay put. Don't order. Don't eat. It's too much. Everything's too much. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, there's going to be...
Do you know how much my Uber rides this week? Because I don't have a car this week. How much my Uber ride to get from my house to our 2 mile away office?
Uber X?
Uber X.
$22.
$32.
Oh my God.
Uber Black, $35.
Just splurge.
I did a couple times. Hey, by the way, it was Uber X at $32, 17-minute wait.
Oh yeah,
Uber the car X was coming from the valley. Uber announced yesterday that they don't have a driver shortage anymore. So I think they've realized their business is better with like this finite amount of drivers and just people who want to take it are willing to pay whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like on my ride home yesterday was $8.
That's not bad.
Same route, $8.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got screwed on the 22 because there are clearly 32. No drivers. 32, there's no drivers around. Yeah. Some guy came from the valley. I just don't know how you make money with gas double when drivers
you charge $32 to go 2 miles. You make money.
Yeah,
don't
that's
get fucked up.
Well, they have to increase the prices. Gas is double than when Uber drivers were complaining about not making enough money.
Yeah. Well, now you go down the street, it's $65. There's nothing. I mean, if you go out to eat and you Uber there, you're a millionaire.
Yes.
You are a millionaire. That is the richest thing you could do. It's like, hey, let's go grab an Uber and let's eat out. You know how rich you have to be to do that?
Yeah, you figured it out. Stick to the free dinners.
Free dinner?
You're out all the time.
I'm out all the time. I haven't whipped out a credit card all week for dinner.
Yeah.
I had a great meal thanks to the great fine folks at Hublot yesterday.
I'm sure you had everything on the menu because it's Hublot.
Oh yeah, it was like a 5-course.
And what kind of liquor were they serving?
Whatever you wanted. I was drinking Lo Siente Reposados free all night. Bop, 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 bop.
That's good.
The night before was company dinner.
When do corporate events? I'm sure
they're getting. Google announced it at their all hands meeting that they are cutting back on holiday parties. Think about, we talked about this. Google holiday parties. They were 200,000 employees. What are they having? 4,000 parties? Literally. Google's party budget is bigger than like all of fucking LA fashion, probably. I mean, can you imagine how much money they spent on parties? So they've got to be cutting back.
Yeah.
Google, Microsoft.
The problem is the people that don't need to be cutting back are cutting back.
What do you mean? Like Google and Microsoft? Everyone's cutting. What do you think a holiday party is this year?
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to
It's like
look
a
it up.
Zoom, and you just play like you turn on your Spotify mix and say, "Hey, go into your favorite liquor closet, grab whatever you want, and have a good time."
You know, it's going to go back to, remember early pandemic, like virtual hangs with friends? It's unaffordable to eat out.
No, yeah,
You go back to just Zooming with your friends.
I'm down. I'm gonna only do Zoom dinners from now on.
Yeah, you should
You want to go out tonight? Sure, 9:30. I'll send you the link.
get some frozen foods, microwave them.
Yeah, everyone can afford what they can afford.
Yeah, if you can afford a nicer meal, go with the nicer meal.
When do restaurants drop prices? Because they're clearly down in volume. 100%. Restaurant it's obvious.
But their costs have gone up. So what are they supposed to do? Just have a lower margin business?
No, I get that. Yeah, the labor's gone up. Raw food prices. Yeah, they're fucked. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
The mid-tier restaurants are going to be because Gracias Madre was slammed for lunch.
Was it?
Yes.
They don't have a lunch
At least
special
the
either.
outdoor patio. No one was indoors, but that
Yeah.
outdoor patio was slammed.
How are these people affording this?
And a lot of people had those margs out. We
But-
were on a budget. We went
Yeah,
out.
you're trying to get under 100 so you couldn't have any cocktails. I mean, if you're having 2-3 margaritas, you're talking about $300-$400 lunch.
Easily. Because it's not, a lot of tables of four. Four
Yeah.
people suck down 2 margaritas.
Yeah.
That's a $500 bill.
Hey, you guys want to go Mexican? Yeah, I have to get another job so I can go eat at a
You
Mexican
have to be
restaurant.
the Uber driver. You have to drive for an hour, pick up enough money, and then you can go to eat at Gracias.
1 hour? What are you talking about? You have to drive all day
Yeah,
to
that's
eat
true.
at Gracias Madre. This is unbelievable. I mean, look, we are less than 30 days away from an election.
Yep.
It will show up in the polls how America actually feels.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. If Google, okay, they have 125 billion in cash. They run a 30% EBITDA business
Which is insane.
at their scale. They're like, no parties.
Yeah. They said reduce. They didn't say no.
Yeah, Sundar's going to have a party. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, at his house, a little lavish little party for him and his homies.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think it's going to be really, really.
And that's why people have politicized the Joe Biden thing already, saying he's doing this because the midterms are, a month away, and it's something that people can campaign on. And, I don't know. Let's see if anyone cares. But like, people care about their wallet more than anything.
This is like I always say, you
I mean,
have
Bill
to
Clinton's-
cater to the lowest common denominator. All that people care about is fucking money.
Yeah.
They actually only care about, because look at the decisions they make in their life. They're all financial based. And so people will vote based on that. If gas is this price in 30 days.
Yeah. And, this is kind of interesting. Like, if you think back to the pandemic, stock market, all-time high, stimulus, left, right, and center, pay your rent, don't pay your rent, doesn't matter. And people started caring about social causes so much.
Yeah.
Granted, you couldn't leave your
Because you
home.
didn't have to think about anything else.
I don't see anyone posting shit anymore.
No.
Do you?
No.
I think abortion got an uptick,
Yeah.
and that was it, because that's a very serious issue. But outside that, what are people like yelling and screaming about these days?
Money.
That's it.
Yeah. It's Bill Clinton had his famous line in his campaign headquarters when he ran for president. It's the economy, stupid.
Yep.
Because that's all that anyone, sure, everyone, you can argue with me. Oh, I care about this. I care about that. I care about Ukraine. Fine, you can. But what at the end of the day impacts you directly is inflation right now.
Yeah, and it's also interesting. I was talking with some friends in a chat, and someone brought up, if George W. ran today, he would be a Democrat. If he ran on the exact same agenda.
Mhm.
And if Bill Clinton ran today on the same exact agenda, he'd be a Republican.
Wow. My. Tides have changed.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because George Bush eased on immigration with Mexico.
Yeah. That's another thing. We need to increase immigration.
Yeah, we can't fill these jobs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we should let 2 million people in.
Yeah, they'll go unaccounted for, so Powell won't see it.
Yeah, he won't know. Just let him in. I mean, we should be allowing more people from Mexico and South America. We should letting more people in from India. Like, come on.
Yeah. Hide it from JP.
Yeah. Just sneak in 5 million people. All of a sudden, all the restaurants have people.
And wage growth won't happen. And our prices will come down.
Yeah.
You can kill inflation.
Yeah. They're not very strategic over there at the Federal Reserve, huh? They're not giving real solutions. Instead, their only solution is let's just keep raising interest rates.
One tool. Like, how long do you guys meet for?
Yeah, what do you
You're doing one thing.
What do you do all day? We have to wait 1 month so you get to press a button and interest rates go up.
And the numbers already everyone knows. We already know the next it's 75 basis points.
These people should only paid for the day of the meeting. Yeah. Fuck the rest of their salaries. It's ridiculous. They're so annoying. All right. Here's just a fascinating story. A mystery Bitcoin whale sent 6,980 Bitcoin to another unknown wallet in the early hours of Monday morning. This transfer was worth $133 million.
Mm-hmm.
And guess how much it cost?
How much?
7 cents.
Wow. So the promises are coming true.
Fascinating. Very, very fascinating.
Do you think they're storing their crypto on a centralized database? Centralized exchange, sorry?
Hell no. They're storing it in Ledger.
Yeah, they are.
That much money? $133 million?
Yeah.
They're not messing around. I mean, this is such like, we may find that the real immediate use case of crypto in the financial arena, outside of like all the interesting tools people, is just like transferring large sums of wealth, like the enterprise solution. Like, how does someone send $200 million to somebody?
Yeah, and when I first invested in Bitcoin, everyone's like, it's for drug dealers and criminals. And I was like, if that's all it is, it's a multi-trillion-dollar currency.
Yeah, they do well.
I was like, even if it's just used by bad actors,
yeah,
that's your base case.
Yeah. It's pretty fascinating. But, it just continues to be like the use case for a lot of the tools that we're seeing, why a company like Ledger has such an amazing opportunity to capitalize on it. Because like large sums of wealth is being transferred. That's not $133 million.
Right.
There was an ETH transfer of $55 million. These are just massive
amounts. And they're done
in
in seconds.
Seconds, yeah.
And
not that a wire transfer, people like to shit on wire transfers, but the dumb thing about wire transfers is that you can't send it after 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you can't send them on weekends. That alone could break the wire transferring industry, because you can't pay anyone on the weekends.
And if you wire any amount of meaningful dollars, they call you, verify, which is good.
Yeah, I think
that's good. But if you're a sophisticated person, you probably don't want to deal with all those steps.
Yeah. Very interesting. Go cop a Ledger. Head over to shop.ledger.com. Get yourself a Nano and maybe transfer 50, 60 million.
Yeah.
If you just stop eating out, you will be a millionaire. Back in the days, if you stop eating avocado toast and going to Starbucks, you'll be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Just don't eat out at all. All right. Winners, losers, content. Who's your winner of the week?
Winner of the week is Ukraine.
Okay.
These guys are battling, man. These are some tough motherfuckers.
What's going on there?
So there's 2 areas in Ukraine that Russia declared as theirs during the war. So this 10-month war. And Putin's retreating in those 2 areas.
Wow.
This generation of Ukrainians,
what were the last generation?
I don't know the last generation.
I think that part of the world, they're just tougher.
It's like the greatest generation was the generation after World War II. They went and sacrificed their lives and from families to win the war. That's going to be these guys.
Yeah.
Because they're winning. Like, this was inconceivable. Everyone said it was going to be over in 2 months. He's going to steamroll the country and take over.
Yeah. Well,
Don't fuck with the Ukrainian if you see them anywhere.
What's interesting is we have an engineering team there. They seem tough.
Do they?
Yeah, they just like when you look at them.
I mean,
like,
if they're still there, they're very tough.
yeah, they are there.
I think there was an initial exodus and people came back.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing in Russia, everyone wants to leave.
Yeah. Well, that unfortunate thing is that prolonged crisis is causing a lot of problems in Ukraine and in Russia and the rest of the world.
Let's be very clear. Like these wins that they're having doesn't go up without heavy mortality.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's devastating no matter how you look at it.
Yeah. Okay. My winner, I mean, this is easy, is my day one homie, Ken Griffin. Huge fan of his work. I love that he just continues to crush everyone in his sight.
Yep.
And return 30% in like the worst market since like the Depression.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I think he's just the greatest.
Yeah, I mean, some smart guys over there at Citadel.
I hate when people like, I was thinking about it, like Occupy Wall Street.
Yep.
Do you remember that movement? Nothing changed. These guys are bigger, badder than ever.
Oh, yeah.
And they're fucking...
Especially, do you know how much money Wall Street made in the zero interest environment, 14 years? There's a reason why real estate's unaffordable in all these high-end areas.
Yeah. Wall Street always wins.
That's why when everyone kept saying doom and gloom and the bottom's not coming, I was like, these guys don't lose that forever.
Yeah.
They lost for 10 straight months, except for Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny was the exception.
Yeah.
But everyone else, for the most part,
I'm going to go
lost.
read what he's saying now. I'm going to go look it up tonight.
Yeah.
All right. Loser.
Loser's poor Joe, man. Retail Joe.
Yeah.
Not Biden. Retail Joe.
Okay.
They're going to miss out on the rally. And Retail Joe is can't afford gas, can't afford food, had to sell all his stocks, liquidity stocks. It sucks. And, we joke about it, but it's actually sad.
Yeah, I mean, and not only is it sad, and this is the harsh reality, like you can't look at the stock market because that's not what's happening in the real world.
The stock market is a scoreboard for very rich people.
Yes. And the thing that's annoying me, why I'm so angry right now, is I don't see policy that's helping the immediate problem that our country's citizens are going to face, which is incredibly high gas prices, inflation rampant everywhere. And I know that a lot of people believe raising interest rates is the solution, but I think there are other solutions. Like oil can be solved. You should have gone and kissed the ring of the king.
Yeah. And I mean, this is like, unfortunately, the right saying the Democrats wouldn't do the Keystone pipeline.
Yeah.
That would have alleviated some of it. Like you have to be honest about it. I'm a Democrat, I'm liberal, but still you have to be honest about it.
Yeah.
We're relying on oil from dictators.
Yeah.
Dictators are unstable.
Yeah. And so, when you look at that, you look at like what we know are going to be layoffs in the economy. How are we going to solve for that? We can't just keep handing out money as the solution. Like, great, you're going to give everyone a Band-Aid with the $2,000 you're going to hand out. And Gavin Newsom is, they literally think they're going to win the midterms because they handed out money.
Right.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, the next month's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my losers is everybody because we're all losing in this environment.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's lost money except for
I can't even pay for a meal.
You don't have to. You weren't paying for the meal on the boom. Let's be clear.
That's true. When everyone was booming, I was not paying.
You must have a lot in savings.
You would think. Inflation's killing me in other ways. Content.
This is for sports fans, so if you don't like sports, sorry. There was a game played 2 days ago. I think it was like a French youth team and a G League team. And there's this kid from France. He's 7'4".
Wow.
He moves like a guard.
How old is he?
18. He's going to be the number one pick in the NBA draft next year. It's already like a foregone conclusion. And he hit 7 threes in the game.
Oh my God.
And he's silky smooth. His name's...
Is he the funny name that everyone was talking about?
Yeah, they call him... If the easy way, everyone's calling him the French Durant.
Okay.
And he's 5 inches taller than Durant.
Oh my God.
And he's blocking everyone's shot.
Wow.
So go on YouTube, look at the clips. This guy is like as if he was creating a video game.
Wow. That's awesome.
It's so insane to me how, like, specifically in sports, like, how good these kids are at such a young age. It wasn't like this when we were in the 90s. Like, this kid's 18. He's going to come into the NBA and kick everyone's ass.
Well, I think everything got accelerated, right? Like when you see, like I even just, because we're around kids all the time, a 10-year-old today is so much more informed, educated, aware than a 10-year-old when we were 10 years old.
Yep.
They're just different. The evolution is happening just a lot faster. And so these kids, so physically, mentally, emotionally, they're just way more advanced than we were.
So I'm probably butchering the last name. So his name is Victor Wembanyama.
Okay.
And he's led every sports show the last 48 hours.
Oh.
So he's getting that like pre-LeBron like buzz.
Yeah.
Because everyone thinks it's like.
Yeah. Well, I think the NBA also needs to figure out who the hell is going to be the star.
And unfortunately, these kids are all foreign now.
Yeah.
Luka's foreign.
Yeah.
Jokic, who won the last 2 MVPs, foreign.
Yeah. I mean,
Giannis, who's the best player in the league, foreign.
Yeah.
Steph and LeBron are on their way out.
the only sport where there's actually American athletes that do well
It's
is
NFL.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is probably why it's the biggest sport, because like you turn on any other sport, there's no American winners.
Yeah, I mean,
Tennis, no. I guess golf or Americans are.
golf,
right?
yeah.
You have a lot of Americans.
A lot of good Americans.
Tennis,
That's why they get the sponsorships.
Yeah, they get the big money. Tennis, there's all your foreign. Baseball, all foreign. Basketball now, basically going to be all foreign.
Yeah, especially, I mean, they're making a big push for NBA Africa. Like, American kids have no shot against these guys. Look at Embiid.
Yeah.
They're finding these kids who never even trained yet.
Yeah. Giannis started playing basketball like 2 weeks ago. He's like the best player in the league. Yeah. Well,
If you're an American young athlete, it's scary. If you're playing basketball,
yeah.
everyone's just got to go play football.
No, if you're an American, you should just be an engineer.
Yeah.
Go to Wall Street.
And if you talk to any parent, youth sports is crazier than ever. Everyone thinks you're going pro. You're not going pro.
No.
We just opened the door.
I don't even need to see your kid. You ain't making it.
Yeah, there's no way.
My biggest fear is my kids are good at sports and we have to travel like crazy people all over the country.
I think that if you're a parent with kids in sports, you want your kid to be like
You want
the
them to
fifth
be
best guy on the gym, on a recreational league. Because that fifth best guy is not getting invited to the travel teams.
Yeah. That's a great place to be.
Yeah.
Not too much of a time suck. They're active. They build team sports and camaraderie.
Maybe one of them's like the next Bronny and you're friends with him.
I know. I saw my kid score a soccer goal the other day. I'm like, oh, shit. There's no way this kid's good, is he?
You know what's interesting? The most interesting thing I've noticed. So I have friends who played in Major League Baseball at the highest of levels. They are disgusted when they go to their kids' baseball games. And these are the guys who made it. They're like, parents are coming up to him like, do you think my kid's going to make it? And he's 7. He's like, why don't you focus?
I would just tell everyone yes. Yeah. I think you should invest everything, every last penny in making sure your kid's in the sport. They don't want to hear otherwise, so might as well give them what they want to hear.
And so a Major League Baseball player who's still in the league, he's got a huge contract, was telling us a story. His 7-year-old's playing baseball yesterday, and someone overthrew first base, and someone adult is yelling at him to run to second, and the kid won't do it. And he's like, why aren't you yelling? And then the Major League Baseball yelled back, because he's fucking 7.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to fucking go to second base.
Yeah. What's the point? What happens if you go to second base? Nothing. You don't get anything.
It's funny that the guys who actually made it are the most disgusted.
Yeah, because like they know, because these foreign athletes are such a great example. If you are meant to be a professional athlete, your body, the way your mental state, all of that comes together at like that, right? Like 14, 15, 16, and you just are out of this world fast.
Mhm.
All these guys, especially in basketball, I've read.
If you're not picked up by 11 or 12, you're not making the NBA.
But not these foreign kids.
Yeah, that's true. That's what's scary.
Yeah.
Those kids are now going to get picked up at 11 and 12 with so much international focus. I think it's actually counter to the NBA's, well, I guess more rights.
Yeah.
But it's not as valuable as American rights, TV rights.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Best of luck. Hope, I hope all of your kids go pro. Oh my God. All right. That's it. We will see you back here on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Good luck at all the youth sporting events. We have soccer Saturday. I'll be there.
And I'm sorry for kids good enough to get on the travel team because he's not going pro and you're ruining your weekend.
I don't mind that. I mean, I think to a certain age, it's fine. It's something to do. I say up to 13, 14, it's fine.
What, the travel teams?
Yeah, just like,
Yeah, but those, you're going to be in like Bakersfield for the weekend. You want to go to Bakersfield?
No, I don't. Definitely won't.
Or like
I don't want to go to Newport Beach. I go to Newport Beach.
You're not going to Newport Beach. It's like, it's San Diego, it's Bakersfield, it's Palm Springs.
Oof. I like Newport.
Yeah. Why do they have to travel? Why can't it just be in LA? There's not enough talent in LA?
No, I think it makes it feel special. You're going somewhere. It is. I'm telling you, it's all
Arizona, that's a big travel destination.
Oof. I'm not down with Arizona.
Fifth best player on the team. That's the goal for every parent.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what sport.
Oh man, I'm curious to see how it plays out for my kids. I'm gonna be stuck.
I'm curious if any parents disagree with what our take is.
Of course they do.
Because their kid's going pro, right?
Their kid's going pro. But here's the other thing. It could be an entrance into college, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, especially if you're in, like, not a basketball.
You think it's their way to get into college, get a scholarship or something?
Not even. You just get in.
If you're good enough to play.
Yeah. Like, you can get into any college if you're good at sports. So I think from that angle, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you Sunday. Bye-bye.
Peace.